Alright guys, this is Ray. We're starting to do the sugar now. So what you're going to need is a good sized pot to cook your sugar in. You're going to need carob syrup. You're going to need sugar. You're going to need mixing cup, at least a measuring cup. You're going to need a candy thermometer. I think this was like $2.49 at the grocery store. Nice and cheap. You're going to need one mold. This is just mine. To separate the mold once it's dry. And besides that, you need an oven. So we're going to put the sugar in right now. About 2.5 cups. I need 3. There's a lot of different. YouTube really has a bunch of videos on sugar making. There's pretty much a standard for what we're going to want in terms of consistency. It's going to be right at 151 Celsius. Maybe even just a couple degrees lower. That's right at 300. Really, 200 is the exact temperature that you want to set this to. Now, if any of you guys have a double boiler, that's going to be the way to go. So I've got this on low right now, and it's just slowly climbing to where it wants to be. I'm going to go ahead and put my candy thermometer in. I hope that's going to stay for me. Right there. Slowly climbing, and that's what you want. You don't want it to go too quick, because if you go too quick, you're going to get caramel. We don't want caramel. We want a nice, even, clear consistency. To go over it again, 2 cups of water. I used 2/3 cup carob syrup, and I used 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to let this warm up for a while, and I'll check back with you once it's started to boil a little bit. Now, for any of you guys who do attempt this at home, everything I've read says that the sugar burn is one of the worst things that you can burn yourself with. It's clear. 125, 125. So as you can tell, not even to 150 yet. We still got a ways to go. Okay, we've just started to turn clear. Our syrup has. And we are approaching 200. They can get up to the heat it needs to be. And we'll check back with it in a minute. I just want everybody to notice that, look, it is boiling. But that's not the sugar boiling, that's the water boiling. Because everybody knows 212 is when water boils. But sugar doesn't actually begin to boil until right at 300. I think it might even be like 313. You guys can check the details on that. But it is a good bit of difference. So you can see those bubbles percolating there. And it's on its way. We're up to, still holding at 205 now, and climbing slowly. So we should be there in about 5-10 minutes. Okay, one other thing I want to point out. Now that's a healthy boil, and that's mostly the reaction of the water evaporating, because we've been holding right at about 248 to what is that? 225. We're at right now, and we're slowly climbing. And once you get to this point and the water begins to evaporate, you'll notice a thickening in the sugar. You'll notice a little bit more resistance on your spoon when you go to stir. And once again, guys, be really, really careful. I just got a little bitty drop of this on myself, and man, but I'm a big old crybaby. So. Alright, we're moving along. We are up to 260 Fahrenheit. We've just passed 125 Celsius. And if you look over here, I've been pulling out little samples as it's been getting hotter, and you can see these on the right. Those aren't cool yet, and you see how much more body they have, much more uniformity. So the water is slowly evaporating out of this. Boy, I hope I didn't put enough sugar in there. If not, I'm going to get to do this all over again. You see how much more bubbly it is now. That's that thickening process occurring. So, yeah, we're making our way. We've already gone up to, yeah, we passed 265 Fahrenheit now. So we're getting close. We're getting there. Kind of bubbly. Let's see if that piece is cooled down yet. Yeah, see, all the ones before, they were just, they were like liquid, and this, you can see it's kind of tacky as I push it around. It's got a little bit of body, but it's still kind of stringy. See that? So we're doing the right thing here. The process is going, and it's not super quick, but you could knock out a mold in an hour. I mean, you could probably do a handful in an evening if you put your mind to it. You'd need multiple molds because it takes at least an hour for it to cool. And if you try to speed it up, it'll shatter inside. So you got to just let it sit and do its thing. So we'll check back in a minute. Oh, we're up to 270. Okay, we've reached our mark. Actually, I went just a touch beyond it, but I think we're still in the okay zone. Be careful because it'll stick around 150 Celsius, and then all of a sudden, 250 Fahrenheit, and then all of a sudden after the water evaporates out, it'll jump up. It starts climbing. You can see there, we've got a good rich syrup that has a nice even pour. If I go over here, I hope that's cooled down enough. Yeah, so we're starting to get that cool, and you can see it's starting to dry up. Get it to cool down a little bit. So, yep, that's it right there. Tack in hard. All right, we're going to do it right now. So I'm going to pour it in. Oh, here's this. I hope you guys can see this pretty clearly here. Just from the cooking spray, I'm making sure to get it on the rim so that if I have any leak over, it doesn't stick. I'll put my two sides together. No. That'd be full already, but I gotta make sure. Yeah, I think we're full. Good. Okay. I want you guys to see this. So when it fills, you know, it's just like anything else. You can tell that it's full when it stops running down the funnel. I'm going to go ahead and top that off a little more and see if it'll push down, because it's slowly leaping out. But see, I'm getting bubbling right there. I don't know if you can see that bubble forming right there. It should pop. Oop, there we go. Oh yeah. Tip it a little bit. Ooh, that's warm. Oh yeah, that's full. Look at that. So as it's cooling, it's expanding a little bit. You can see the bubbling out there. Just top it off just in case it needs to drain a little bit more. And basically this is just going to be a repeat process. Let's see. Yeah, that's already starting to cool down and it's not hot to the touch anymore. So I'll come back in about 10 minutes and look at it again and see where we are. But I think that's as far as I'm going to be able to get tonight, guys, because I got to edit this video down and post it like I told you I would. Anyway, but there it is. So if any of you guys want some candy,